Well, here we are once again.
Woo! Year 9, bro.
Year 9. We've been doing this since we were what, 23?
That was 2 years old.
22? How old were we?
7.
I don't even remember at this point.
We've been doing this for a while. So now we're gonna go pick up our tickets. Happy to be here.
As far as PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 goes, PS4, I'm looking for Far Cry 3 and Far Cry Blood Dragon. For PS5, I'm looking for another copy of Yakuza Like a Dragon for another friend to buy for him so he could give that game a shot because that game is based. I found this, I'm not gonna get it, but pretty good game. This is like if a sports game was a fighting game. So you have these balls and you kick them at each other, and it's like dodgeball as a fighting game. That's how I could describe it. It's always looked pretty fun to me. I'm gonna pass on it for today, but Lethal League, I would recommend it for people. As far as the Vita goes, I was looking for Shinobito 2, which is a stealth action ninja game. And pretty much, it was a launch title. It wasn't well received at the time, but it's one of those games where after the fact, after some years happen, people are like, yo, this game's pretty good. So it kind of went under the radar, and it goes for about like 40 bucks now. Not super expensive, but still one of those few exclusives that's still truly exclusive to the Vita, so people do look for it a little bit more. I saw a copy yesterday, came back, and it sold, so I should have just bought it then and there, but I was trying to get footage for camera, so that's just how it goes sometimes, unfortunately.
Leo has stumbled across something that has caught his eye. It's a tiny arcade machine that can play a set of Neo Geo games. Let's see if he'll end up picking it up.
What's up? You got the boy Neo Geo Leo here, and I got myself a Neo Geo Mini with a Neo Geo Mini controller, USB-C. Hook this thing up, I can plug it into the TV, and I'm gonna always be, have you ever heard the term ABS? Always be slugging. I'm gonna be playing a lot of Metal Slug on here because I love my slug mug. Two new games that I just got, paid 30 bucks total. I actually own both of these. Thing is, I got this one right here, Yakuza Like a Dragon, for a friend because I've been trying to get several people into this game who love RPGs. The newest person I got it for is my buddy Shane. I think he's gonna love this game. I've been recommending it to him for a long time. As far as Ni no Kuni goes, I own this game, but I don't have it on Steelbook. I would rather have it on Steelbook because I'm a big dork when it comes to that sort of stuff. So I figured I'd get this for myself. And Chico, do you own a copy of Ni no Kuni for the PS4?
Yeah.
Well, then never mind. I was gonna give him my old copy.
You gave me one, actually.
Did I?
Yeah, you gave it to me for the Switch.
Oh, I get it for your Switch. I forgot about that. You don't have a PS4 though. Well, I'm gonna find a friend who I could give my original PS4 copy to because now that I got on Steelbook, I prefer it that way. And yeah, even though this con I said I wasn't gonna buy anything, that was a lie. My wallet is regretting it, but 60 miles per hour.
Right now, I wasn't expecting to buy a skateboard deck, but this has the art for Final Fantasy VII, one of the greatest video games of all time. Special place in the Game Boys' hearts, Leo and I specifically. I also like skateboarding besides video games. This is not going to be one where I tear up. This is going to be one where I hang it on the wall. I don't do that often with skateboards. Usually I put the trucks on and just ride it. This is going on the wall. But they're shipping it home.
Fun fact about Isaac and I, we actually met because of Final Fantasy. Somehow through the grapevine when we were in middle school, we did not know each other, but we both heard from other people, oh, this guy's into Final Fantasy. We were like the only two people in the school that were into that series. And then one day, like the way he introduces himself to me, he just comes up, he pulls out an old flip phone. He has a screen recording of his TV recording Robot Chicken, and it was a Final Fantasy VII game. He's like, hey, watch this. And we watched it, and then we would just vibe about that, and we still talk about that to this day.
Yeah, and I got a Charizard, so that makes me cool.
Oh yeah, and also I bought Unagi. Cool game, didn't get released stateside. Action RPG by Squeenix. I don't live.
Squeenix? Oh, Square Enix.
Yeah, boy. So I actually got the Metalhead discount on this one. It was $30, and the guy saw my shirt. He's like, "Oh, is that none like black metal?" And I was like, "Yeah." We started shooting the stuff about it, having a good conversation, and then he was like, "Tell you what, $20." I was like,
20
Heck
bones. Shout outs.
"Shout outs."
Shout outs to, what's the band's name?
None.
Shout outs to
I think they're
none.
actually from Portland, if I remember correctly.
Shout outs to none. Also, this one is sick.
We're back at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, and there's way more than just the classic games this time around. Nick and Cheeto have taken a detour into the world of Pokemon trading cards. Cheeto's been into them for a while, but it's Nick's first time venturing into the scene.
So recently I've been kind of getting into Pokemon cards a little bit. I've gained more of an interest in it. Always been a fan of Pokemon, but lately I've been having a little bit more interest in the cards. And growing up, I collected cards, but I've been away from the scene for a long time. Just my friends have been into it. So Raichu being my favorite Pokemon, this is a card that I've been wanting for a while. And I'll be looking for some other cards. And my boy Isaac here is kind enough to get it for me. I really appreciate it, dude. Sorry about it. It was his birthday.
And what did you get, Isaac?
I got a hug from Nick for buying him a Raichu, and it was worth every penny. What we're looking at right here, this is a base set one. If it were not, it would have the emblem of whatever set it were from. Or if it were a reprint, there's a big number 2 right there that they did for like a base set reprint. And then just in general, the newer ones that they've made have completely different text all over them. So this is an original. It means it's cool, yeah. OG is the cool.
I got this Evolta card right here. My brother was looking for it, so I copped it for him. It's a pretty nice card, man.
Can I see it? That's from Pokemon X and Y, right?
Yup, this is legendary.
Legendary Pokemon from Pokemon 3DS X and Y, I think, right?
So I'm here with my buddy Logan, aka Creature from the Crypt. So he is a part of the Brothers in Blood, great podcast. They do horror art, horror zines, horror poetry, and they're even selling some horror tapes right here. Logan is a really great guy. If you haven't checked them out online. They're on Instagram at all the handles that I mentioned. And one of the great things of coming to Portland is getting to hang out with these guys.
Hi, please listen to the podcast.
Great podcast. Not just saying that because they're my buddies. Great podcast. So I just made out like a bandit at the VHS swap at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. They do this thing every year now, and they've been doing it for a couple years. And my collection has been starting to spiral into more horror movie adjacent things in my VHS collection. I got some great things that I can't wait to show off to you guys. There's some great vendors in there. I got some art and some books too. But we'll go over this a little later. This is just one of the great things you can do while you're in Portland. If you come to this expo and you like movies, check out the VHS swap while you're here. So I usually will buy games just like everyone else who goes to a video game convention, except this year I focused entirely on my horror movie collection, and I got a lot of things that I was missing. Super excited to see them in person, and a lot of these vendors were actually having fantastic prices. So I ended up leaving with a lot more tapes than I originally intended. However, at the prices that I was getting at, I was very happy to just add them quickly to what I was buying already. And the vendors were all very nice and comfortable people that I could just talk about with horror tapes in the whole community. A classic that, you know, everyone who is collecting horror should probably have, or just check out if you haven't. Final Destination, nice little doomsday movie about a bunch of young people who are facing imminent doom. I don't want to say too many words like that on the internet. The next one is a great one. This is kind of one of the pricier ones that I got today, was Maniac. So Maniac is about this guy in New York who's going around terrorizing a lot of different people. What I like about this specific copy is it's got this little slip fold. So if you look right here, it's got this book quality to it, where you open it and it has some information about the movie, etc. And ended up becoming kind of an early slasher before slashers really took off. This one was a bit of a new movie for me. I haven't checked it out yet. It's called Tell Me Something. It's Korean. A bit of a thriller crime drama is what I'm noticing. Something probably akin to Seven from what reading the back of it is. Basically, this detective is starting to find certain parts of Korea, and she's trying to piece together where this all is linked up to, involving one woman. So I'm very excited to check this one out. I love foreign horror, and this is something I haven't seen yet, so that's always exciting. Heavy hitter. Was super excited to grab the Mutilator. Again, another early slasher that just does not have as much attention as some of the bigger genres. Biggest names like Scream, Friday the 13th, Freddy Krueger, those types of movies. This is akin to those movies, just never took off as much as those. But Mutilator, very rare tape, happy to have it in the collection now. And these two right here were, didn't plan on leaving with both of them, but I now have the Puppet Master VHS tapes in my collection. I don't believe I'm missing any other Puppet Master VHSs. I already have 1, 2, 3, and 5. If there's any others I'm missing, I'll probably track them down, but now I have 4 and Curse. Eventually they just started, you know, migrating to Blu-ray and DVD, stuff like that. But now I have the set on VHS and I could just try and piece together the other ones that I'm missing. Happy to have those. I love little doll horror movies about, you know, anything with practical effects and puppets. Like Ghoulies. Got Ghoulies 3, Ghoulies Go to College. Just fun, dumb action. This is gonna have something to do with things like Gremlins, right? You look at them and they're going around terrorizing these sorority girls. It's just awesome. This is good, cheesy fun. I love this stuff. Happy to have this one. I was already missing it. Now these two were really cool because they were newer productions. This one right here is called Dr. Death. Now from what the seller was telling me, and she actually produced this is Black Video spelled with 2 V's. She was telling me that this was actually made by the person who did the California Raisins commercial. If any of you guys know what the California Raisins are, they were these stop motion raisins, very big in the 80s and 90s. They were on commercials all over America and they kind of were a sensation. But this is some sort of, I don't know if you would call it like exploitation, but it's just dumb, cheesy, gore, violence shot on what do they call them, a Super 8? So it's shot on one of those older type of cameras. And it was shot in the 80s, and this is apparently an official release of it. So something that was lost in time to just having like a little fun side project is now an official release. And they also had this for sale by Black Video. It was called A Little More Flesh. She told me this was on the artsier side and is based on reality. It's about a director who was kind of terrorizing his actors and actresses. And as a result, it creates this suspenseful thriller. Based in reality, because I say that actually kind of happened with Stanley Kubrick and Shelley Duvall, which leads into the next thing that I bought, but I got The Shining. I already had The Shining, but I do not have this version of The Shining. Going back to the last thing I said, apparently Stanley Kubrick pushed Shelley Duvall to her limits. You know, I don't want to date this video, but this is basically half, maybe even up to a third of what this is actually worth. And it's just a classic for anyone's horror collection. But this is everything I got, and I'm happy to keep the horror collection growing.
Got myself an effects pedal over here at Old Town Music in Portland, Oregon. So I play a little bit of guitar, and pretty much I've been looking for a true bypass tube overdrive pedal. The way I use this is pretty much I crank this sucker right here, keep the gain down, put the lows and highs up right here. And what this does is pretty much it tightens up my distortion tone once I go into my distortion channel, and it makes it to where everything has a nice chunky attack. If you're a guitar nerd, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're probably like, this guy's a nerd, he should shut up. And I'm gonna do exactly that right now while we head over to our next stop.
Can you explain it for normies, what that does?
It makes guitar go from to
There you go.